Have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly achieve success while others struggle? What if I told you that the answer lies in 10 powerful secrets that have transformed millions of lives? Buckle up because you're about to embark on a journey that could change everything. Picture this. It's 1908 and a young, ambitious journalist named Napoleon Hill receives a life-altering assignment. He's tasked with interviewing Andrew Carnegie, one of the wealthiest men in the world. Little did Hill know that this meeting would spark a 20-year quest to uncover the universal principles of success. Born in 1883 in rural Virginia, Hill would go on to become a pioneer in personal development. His magnum opus, Think and Grow Rich, has sold tens of millions of copies worldwide, inspiring generations of success seekers. But here's the kicker. Hill didn't just theorize about success. He studied and interacted with hundreds of the most successful people of his time, including luminaries like Thomas Edison and Henry Ford. He distilled their wisdom into principles that anyone can apply. Now you might be thinking, that's great, but how does this apply to me? Well, let me ask you this. What would your life look like if you could harness these same principles that have created millionaires and industry titans? Today we're going to dive deep into Napoleon Hill's 10 most powerful secrets for achieving success. These aren't just feel-good platitudes. They're actionable strategies that have stood the test of time. Are you ready to unlock your true potential? Imagine standing at the base of a mountain, your dream gleaming at the peak. The path looks steep, doesn't it? But what if I told you that the very thing separating you from that summit is crystal clear in Napoleon Hill's first secret of success? Let's dive into the heart of Hill's wisdom, the absolute clarity of your goal. It's not just about having a vague idea of what you want. It's about feeling it in your bones, tasting it, breathing it. Hill discovered that successful people don't just desire success, they're ready to receive it. Picture this. It's 1879, and a young Thomas Edison is hunched over his workbench. One failed attempt after another, but his eyes still gleam with determination. Why? Because in his mind the light bulb already exists. He's not hoping to invent it, he's certain he will. That's the power of a crystal clear goal. Now let's make this real for you. Grab a pen and paper. I want you to write down your main goal in one clear, concise sentence. Don't just think about it, write it down. This act alone puts you ahead of 97% of people who never define their goals. But here's where it gets interesting. Simon Sinek, a modern-day success guru, takes Hill's concept a step further. He argues that truly inspirational leaders and achievers start with their why. It's not just about what you want to achieve, but why you want to achieve it. Think about Martin Luther King Jr.'s "I have a dream" speech. He didn't just say, "I have a plan for racial equality." He painted a vivid picture of why racial equality was crucial for America's soul. That's the power of a purpose bigger than yourself. So let's dig deeper. Look at the goal you just wrote. Now ask yourself, why is this important to me? How will achieving this goal impact others? Take a moment to reflect on this. The answers might surprise you. You see, when your goal is tied to a greater purpose, it becomes unstoppable. It's no longer just about you. It's about the impact you'll have on the world. This is what separates the achievers from the dreamers. Now let me share a little secret from Hill's journey. As he interviewed hundreds of successful people, he noticed a pattern. These titans of industry didn't just have goals. They had burning desires. They could visualize their success so vividly that failure wasn't an option. Here's a challenge for you. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine you've achieved your goal. What does it look like? How does it feel? Who's there with you celebrating your success? The more real you can make this vision, the more powerful it becomes. Remember, there is a difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive it, as Hill wisely noted. Are you just wishing, or are you truly ready? As we wrap up this chapter, I want you to do something powerful. Take that goal you wrote down and put it somewhere you'll see it every day. Your bathroom mirror, your phone's wallpaper, anywhere that ensures you'll see it constantly. This simple act will keep your purpose front and center, fueling your journey every single day. But here's the kicker. This is just the beginning. In our next chapter, we'll explore how discipline and consistency can turn that crystal clear goal into an unstoppable force. Are you ready to take your success journey to the next level? Remember, clarity is your launch pad, but the rocket fuel? That's coming up next. Stay tuned, because what I'm about to share might just be the game changer you've been waiting for. Picture this. It's 4:30 a.m. While the world sleeps, a champion rises. In the gym, the rhythmic thud of a basketball echoes. This isn't a scene from a movie. It's the daily reality that forged Kobe Bryant's legendary career. But what drives someone to push beyond limits when no one's watching? Welcome to the heart of Napoleon Hill's success secrets: discipline and consistency. These aren't just buzzwords. They're the invisible forces that separate dreamers from achievers. And today we're diving deep into how you can harness their power. Let's start with a truth bomb from Jocko Willink, a former Navy SEAL. Discipline equals freedom. Sounds counterintuitive, right? But here's the kicker. Discipline is what turns the chaos of life into a well-oiled machine of success. Think about it. When you're disciplined about your health, you have the freedom to enjoy life without worrying about illness. When you're disciplined with your finances, you have the freedom to make choices others can't. It's not about restriction, it's about liberation. Now let's make this real for you. Take a moment and think. What area of your life needs more discipline? Your career? Relationships? Health? Write it down. This simple act is your first step towards transformation. But here's where most people trip up. They think discipline means overhauling their entire life overnight. Wrong. Enter James Clear and his groundbreaking concept of atomic habits. Clear argues that success doesn't come from massive changes but from tiny, consistent improvements. It's the 1% better every day that leads to extraordinary results. It's like compound interest for your life, small, daily deposits that grow into a fortune of success. Let's break this down with a simple example. Say you want to read more. Instead of vowing to read an hour a day, which might feel overwhelming, start with just 5 pages. Sounds too easy? That's the point. It's so doable that you can't talk yourself out of it. Here's your challenge. Choose one small habit, something so easy you can't say no. Maybe it's drinking an extra glass of water, doing 2 push-ups before bed, or reading those 5 pages. Commit to this for the next 30 days. It might feel insignificant now, but remember, we're playing the long game here. Now let's address the elephant in the room. You might be thinking, this all sounds great, but I've tried habits before and they never stick. Here's where the magic of consistency comes in. Consistency isn't about being perfect. It's about not giving up. Imagine you're building a brick wall. Each day you lay 1 brick. Some days the brick might be a little crooked. That's okay. The key is to keep laying bricks. Over time, those bricks, those small, consistent actions, will build an unshakable foundation of success. Remember, motivation is fickle. Comes and goes. But discipline is the steadfast companion that keeps you going when motivation has left the building. It's what got Kobe to the gym at 4:30 a.m. day after day, year after year. As we wrap up this chapter, I want you to do something powerful. Look at that area you wrote down earlier, the one that needs more discipline. Now decide on one small action you can take consistently. Make it tiny, make it doable, but most importantly, make it happen. Are you enjoying the video so far? So don't forget to hit that like button. But here's the real question. Are you ready to transform your life through the power of discipline and consistency? Because in our next chapter, we're going to explore how resilience and adaptation can turn even your biggest setbacks into launchpads for success. Trust me, you won't want to miss this game-changing insight. Remember, success isn't about grand gestures. It's about small actions performed consistently with unwavering discipline. Your journey to extraordinary begins with a single disciplined step. Are you ready to take it? Imagine standing in front of a massive wall. It's tall, it's intimidating, and it's blocking your path to success. Now here's the million-dollar question. Do you see an insurmountable obstacle or a chance to climb higher than you've ever been before? Welcome to the heart of Napoleon Hill's success philosophy: resilience and adaptation. These aren't just fancy words. They're the secret weapons that turn average dreamers into unstoppable achievers. And today we're diving deep into how you can harness their power. Let's kick things off with a truth bomb from Elon Musk. If things are not failing, you are not innovating enough. Sounds counterintuitive, right? But here's the kicker. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a crucial part of it. Think about SpaceX's early days. Their first 3 rocket launches, boom, crash, splash. Most people would have thrown in the towel. But Musk and his team, they saw each failure as a goldmine of data, each setback as a setup for a comeback. Fast forward to today and SpaceX is revolutionizing space travel. Now let's make this real for you. Take a moment and think about your most recent setback. Got it? Good. Now here's your challenge. List 3 lessons you learned from that experience. This simple act of reframing transforms failures from stop signs into stepping stones. But here's where it gets really interesting. Enter Marcus Aurelius and the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. He dropped this gem on us. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Let that sink in for a second. In a world that feels increasingly chaotic, you always have control over one thing: your mindset. It's not about controlling the waves. It's about learning to surf them like a pro. Need proof? Look no further than Nelson Mandela. 27 years in prison. Talk about a setback. But instead of letting bitterness consume him, Mandela used that time to grow, to strategize, to become the leader South Africa needed. He couldn't control his circumstances, but he had absolute dominion over his response to them. Here's an exercise for you. Think of a stressful situation in your life right now. Now draw 2 columns. In one, list everything about the situation you can control. In the other, what you can't. Focus your energy on that first column. That's your sphere of influence, your playground for change. Now let's bring it back to Napoleon Hill. Did you know he faced bankruptcy and lost his son before achieving success? But here's the plot twist. He used these devastating setbacks as fuel for his mission to uncover the principles of success. Talk about turning lemons into lemonade. Here's the $1 million takeaway. Resilience isn't about being unbreakable. It's about becoming unshakable. It's not the absence of failure. It's the presence of bounce back. As we wrap up this chapter, I want you to do something powerful. Think about that wall we talked about at the beginning. Now reimagine it. Maybe it's not a wall at all. Maybe it's a climbing wall waiting for you to conquer it. Each setback, that's just another handhold propelling you higher. Remember, every challenge you face is an opportunity in disguise. It's a chance to grow stronger, to adapt faster, to become the resilient powerhouse you were always meant to be. But here's the real question. Are you ready to embrace the challenges that come your way? Because in our next chapter, we're going to explore how the power of connections can amplify your success beyond your wildest dreams. Trust me, you won't want to miss this game-changing insight. Your journey to extraordinary resilience begins now. Are you ready to turn your biggest challenges into your greatest opportunities? Think about the last time you achieved something great. Now here's $1 million question. Did you do it entirely alone? If you're being honest, the answer is probably no. And that, my friend, is the secret sauce we're diving into today. Welcome to the heart of Napoleon Hill's success philosophy, the power of connections. This isn't just about networking. It's about surrounding yourself with the right people who can elevate you to heights you never thought possible. Ready to unlock this superpower? Let's dive in. Jim Rohn, a master of personal development, dropped this truth bomb on us. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Let that sink in for a moment. Look around you. Who are your 5? Are they pushing you to grow or holding you back? Here's a real-world example that'll blow your mind. Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, 2 of the wealthiest people on the planet, are best friends. They don't just chat about the weather. They challenge each other's thinking, share insights, and push each other to new levels of success. That's the power of high-quality connections in action. Now let's make this real for you. Grab a pen and paper. I want you to list the 5 people you spend the most time with. Got it? Good. Now here's the kicker. Next to each name, write down how they influence you. Are they lifting you up or dragging you down? This simple exercise can be a game changer for your life trajectory. But here's where it gets really interesting. Enter Tony Robbins and his philosophy on mentorship. He says, success leaves clues. If you want to be successful, find someone who has achieved the results you want and copy what they do. It's like having a cheat code for life. Think about Oprah Winfrey. She credits much of her success to her mentor, Maya Angelou. Oprah didn't just admire Maya from afar. She actively sought her guidance, soaked up her wisdom, and applied it to her own life. The result? Well, we all know Oprah's story. Here's a challenge for you. Identify someone in your field or desired field who's achieved what you want to achieve. Could be someone you know personally or a public figure. Now brainstorm 3 ways you could learn from them. Could you read their book? Attend their seminar? Maybe even reach out for a coffee chat? Remember, the worst they can say is no, but the potential upside is limitless. Now let's bring it back to Napoleon Hill. Did you know he spent 20 years interviewing and studying the most successful people of his time? He didn't just read about success, he surrounded himself with it. He breathed it in. And that's what made his insights so powerful. Here's the $1 million takeaway. Your network is your net worth. It's not just about who you know. It's about who you become by associating with greatness. As we wrap up this chapter, I want you to do something powerful. Look at that list of 5 people you wrote down earlier. Now ask yourself, how can I elevate this circle? Maybe it's time to join that professional group you've been eyeing. Or perhaps it's time to have a heart-to-heart with a friend who's been holding you back. Remember, every relationship in your life is either lifting you up or pulling you down. There's no neutral. So choose wisely, because these choices will shape your future in ways you can't even imagine. But here's the real question. Are you ready to level up your connections and watch your life transform? Because in our next chapter, we're going to explore how focus and continuous learning can skyrocket your growth to unimaginable heights. Trust me, you won't want to miss this game-changing insight. Your journey to extraordinary connections begins now. Are you ready to surround yourself with greatness and become the success you've always dreamed of? Picture this. You're in a rowboat surrounded by a vast ocean of information. Every wave brings a new notification, every gust of wind a fresh distraction. How do you navigate these waters and reach your destination? The answer lies in 2 powerful tools: laser-like focus and an insatiable thirst for knowledge. Welcome to the final chapter of our journey through Napoleon Hill's success secrets. We've covered a lot of ground, but these last 2 principles might just be the most transformative. Are you ready to unlock your full potential? Let's dive in. First up, let's talk about focus. In today's world of constant pings and endless scrolling, focus has become a superpower. Cal Newport, author of Deep Work, puts it brilliantly: what we choose to focus on and what we choose to ignore plays in defining the quality of our life. Think about it. When was the last time you spent an hour in deep, uninterrupted work? If you're like most people, it's probably been a while. But here's the kicker. That ability to focus deeply is what separates average performers from world-class achievers. Let's take a page from Warren Buffett's playbook. He famously uses the 5 of 25 rule. Here's how it works. Write down your top 25 career goals. Now circle the top 5. Those 5 become your focus. The other 20? They're not just low priority, they're your avoid at all costs list. Brutal? Maybe. Effective? Absolutely. Now it's your turn. Grab a pen and paper. List out your top 3 distractions, those time suckers that always seem to derail your day. Got them? Good. Now for each one, write down 1 concrete step you can take to eliminate or minimize it. Maybe it's turning off notifications, maybe it's waking up an hour earlier. Whatever it is, commit to it right now. But focus alone isn't enough. That's where our second principle comes in: continuous learning. Warren Buffett and his right-hand man Charlie Munger are poster children for lifelong learning. Buffett once said, "The best investment you can make is in yourself." How serious is Buffett about learning? He estimates that he spends 80% of his working day reading and thinking. That's right. One of the world's most successful investors spends most of his time learning. Now, I can hear you thinking, but I don't have that kind of time. Fair enough. But here's the thing. You don't need to read 500 pages a day like Buffett to see results. Even 15 minutes of focused learning each day can compound into massive growth over time. Here's a challenge for you. In the next 7 days, choose 1 book or online course that aligns with your goals. Commit to spending just 15 minutes a day on it. That's less time than most people spend scrolling through social media during a coffee break. Napoleon Hill himself was a testament to the power of continuous learning. He spent years studying successful people, constantly refining his understanding of what makes them tick. And look at the impact he's had. His ideas are still changing lives nearly a century later. As we wrap up this chapter, I want you to do something powerful. Look at those distractions you wrote down earlier and your commitment to learning. Now imagine where you could be in 1 year if you truly mastered focus and made learning a daily habit. The growth potential is exponential. Remember, focus and learning aren't just nice-to-have skills in today's world. They're essential for anyone who wants to achieve extraordinary success. They're the compass and the wind in your sails as you navigate the ocean of possibilities. But here's the $1 million question. Are you ready to sharpen your focus and commit to lifelong learning? Because if you are, you're not just setting yourself up for success. You're positioning yourself to change the world. Your journey to extraordinary growth begins now. Are you ready to focus, learn, and unleash your full potential? Wow, what a journey we've been on. From the power of a clear purpose to the magic of continuous learning, we've uncovered Napoleon Hill's 10 motivational secrets that have transformed countless lives. But here's the million-dollar question. Which of these secrets resonated most with you? Let's do a quick recap of our treasure map to success. 1. Clarity of purpose. 2. A bigger why. 3. Discipline over motivation. 4. The power of small daily actions. 5. Embracing failure as a stepping stone. 6. Controlling your mind, not external events. 7. The influence of your inner circle. 8. The transformative power of mentorship. 9. Laser-like focus. 10. Never-ending learning. Now it's time for action. Which of these points do you feel needs the most improvement in your life? Share it in the comments below. Let's create a community of growth and support. Remember, as Napoleon Hill said, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. So pick one point and start applying it today. Right now. Because success isn't a destination. It's a journey, and you've just taken the first step. Before you go, if you found value in this video, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're just getting started, and I promise you won't want to miss what's coming next. So, are you ready to transform your life? The journey starts now. Let's make Napoleon Hill proud. Hey, incredible growth seekers. Wow, what a journey. If this video resonated, subscribe now for more life-changing content. Join our community of self-improvers. Smash that like button to fuel more content on mindfulness, goal setting, and emotional intelligence. Share this video to create a ripple of positive change. Comment below about your growth journey. Your insights shape our content. Next week, boosting self-confidence and overcoming limiting beliefs. Don't miss it. Every interaction brings us closer to a world of empowered individuals. Let's make personal development global. Stay inspired, keep growing. Your best self awaits. Let's unlock it together.